welcome to the eFresh.com news. My name is Kim and these are today's headlines. UN rings alarm bells over bird flu in China. Dairy cows head for slaughter as milk prices sour. Blight attack damages 30% of potato harvest in West Bengal. Queensland tomatoes tried to beat New Zealand quarantine barrier. Lula said Brazil will become a fish exporter. The bird flu virus is nearly entrenched in China's poultry population and represents a threat to world health, UN experts said. World Health Organization's representative in China, Hans Trotzen, said that the country with the world's largest poultry population has a potential for a pandemic. He told journalists in Beijing after China reported 5 human bird flu deaths so far this year that health experts were concerned about the breadth and intensity in China of poultry infections of the H5N1, the strain of bird flu that can be deadly in humans. Most human H5N1 infections have occurred after patients have had close contact with infected birds, but health experts fear that virus could mutate into a form that could easily be passed between humans and cause a worldwide pandemic. A warning to China of a pandemic also came from another UN agency, the Food and Agricultural Organization. Hundreds of thousands of America's dairy cows are being turned into hamburgers because milk prices have dropped so low that farmers can no longer afford to feed the animals. Dairy farmers say they have little choice but to sell part of their herds for slaughter because they face a perfect storm of destructive economic forces. At home, feed prices are rising and cash-strapped consumers are eating out less often. Abroad, the global recession has cut into demand for butter and cheese exported from the U.S. Prices for milk now are about half what it costs farmers to produce a staple, and consumer prices are falling. Unless the market can be bolstered, industry officials project that more than 1.5 million of the nation's 9.3 million milking cows could be slaughtered this year as dairy operators look to cut costs and generate cash. According to Mike Marsh, CEO of the United Western Dairymen Trade Association, this situation could destroy the entire dairy infrastructure. Potato prices in West Bengal, India's second largest producer, are set to rise in the coming months as the early blight disease in the state has been estimated to have damaged as much as 30% of the crop. According to official estimates, the disease that struck in January could lower potato output in the state by as much as 20 to 22 lakh ton. Agriculture Secretary Sanjeev Chopra said, although the recent cold wave might help the potato crop, the overall production would still be about 30% less than the average crop in the state. West Bengal produces between 75 and 80 lakh ton of potato on average. In 2008, the production of potato reached 88 lakh ton. According to Minister of Agriculture, Mortaza Hosai, farmers should get a better price this year. Queensland tomato growers will tighten quarantine practices in a bid to regain market access into New Zealand. The ban on Australian tomatoes took effect late last year after New Zealand authorities reported that samples of imported Australian tomatoes had no traces of dimethoate, a chemical used to treat for fruit flies. Southeast Queensland grower Andrew Phillips says farm audits are being finalized and a proposal is being put into New Zealand authorities. This means more testing of the fruit to make sure that the system that has been put in place is being followed. Furthermore, Andrew Phillips said that it will be more costly, but in the scheme of things, it's a small cost to keep that market open. Brazil's president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, said his country will soon be self-sufficient in the production of seafood and will later become a fish exporter. In his weekly radio program, Breakfast with the President, he mentioned his visit to Brazil's first sea ranch, which lies 11 kilometers off the coast of Recife in northeastern Brazil. Lula said the ranch is expected to reach a production of 10,000 tons of fish per year, almost 10 times more than the current annual fish production of the whole country. He predicts that in some years, Brazil will become a great fish producer. Brazilians now eat an average of 7 kilograms of fish per capita per year, while in other countries the number could be up to 12 kilograms. Lula recommends Brazilians to fish more and encourage the people to eat more fish. According to the president, actually more than 1,000 families in the region are benefiting from the ranch's seafood production.